Hello friends, my name is Catherine and today I'm going to be announcing the winner of my 200 subscriber 200 subscriber giveaway. I recently reached 200 subscribers and I was very excited about it, so I decided to do a giveaway to celebrate it and to give back to some of the people who have chosen to support me. Only 2 people entered. So I'm going to make a charm for both of them. The 2 people who entered were Care and Lori. So you guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description below, including my email. And you can email me your address and I will send you your charm. Care has asked for a Captain America shield, which you guys have seen me make before. Let me pull that out. This is the one that I did before, so I'm going to be doing one for her, similar to that. The first thing is you make the way that I made this charm anyway, is I made a disc of red, a disc of white that is slightly smaller, and then a dome of blue, and then I smooth it down the sides. The reason for this is because Captain America's shield is a curve. So if you don't do it as a dome, it looks weird. There we go. All right. Just kind of circling it up a little bit. There we go. All right, and then blue. Getting blue all up under my nails and stuff, but whatever. Okay, let's see. How did I do it before? I rolled it into a ball and then I pressed it flat. Yep. Go. Okay, ball and then flat. And then curve it down. And then drop it on and press it outward. That should give me something that's fairly like these stripes on the shield of Captain America. There we are, and then I'm just going to roll it on my desk a little bit to try and see if I can't even up the curve of the outside edge a little bit. There we are. That's looking pretty all right, I think. And then it needs a star. Let's just press that down a little flatter. And then it needs a star. So we will take a bit of white and roll it into a ball or a football or whatever. And then press it flat. And all the colors I've had on my hands are coming off in the white because that's what they do. That's alright, that'll be the inside. And then cut a star shape from it. Hopefully. Sort of. Just trying to get a basic star shape right now. I will shrink it down in a moment, just getting my star here, and then take and shrink that down, and then shrink that down, then there, and there, and then like that. And that is something that's pretty much like a star. Let's see if we can't lift it up without tearing anything apart, and we were able to. Awesome. And then lay it on here. And sort of press everything down and straight and even, hopefully. And then use our Sculpey knife to just straighten some of these lines up a little bit. There we go. And we have Captain America's shield. Now I am going to take off those layers of color by giving it a wash before I bake it with isopropyl alcohol. But for now, we're just going to set that aside. Actually, let's throw our box of eyelets across the room, but then grab an eyelet, a single eyelet, if we can, out of there, and just place that eyelet in through what is going to be the top. There we are. All right, that's Captain America's shield. Now, Lori has asked for a crow or raven, and I think that's amazing. And I've done a cartoon style bird before, and I've been toying with doing a cartoon style bird for this one again, or doing a realistic bird. And I haven't done a realistic bird with this before, but I think I'm gonna make an attempt. So I'm just gonna take and break off a piece of this, and let's see if we can't do like sort of a body. So birds are sort of tilted so that their body is a kind of like a triangle. They've got a back, and then they've got a breastbone here along the front. Which sort of comes into a point a little bit. And it's interesting, raising and lowering that breastbone is how birds breathe. They don't actually have a diaphragm, which means if you're holding a bird around its center and you compress that breastbone, you're actually keeping that bird from breathing. So you can very easily suffocate a bird just by holding it. Which, like I said, is an interesting thing and a thing to be aware of if you're thinking of owning birds, or if you're thinking that you want to help care for birds. There we go. All right, so we've got this sort of lumpy, not round bird body shape. Then we're going to take... I've always found crows and ravens to be... We're going to make the head here. No. But I've always found crows and ravens to be very interesting birds because they've got a very heavy body and a very heavy head that actually might not even be big enough for the head. They are one of the heavier bird types, if that makes sense. Birds have to be inherently light, thin bones, hollow bones to be able to fly. But crows and ravens have a very heavy body and a very heavy beak and a very heavy head and face. Go, let's see, let's just punch in some eye sockets there on either side, because birds are, even with crows and ravens, not evolved to be very heavy predators. So their eyes are on the sides of their heads rather than facing forward like yours and mine are, because we are designed, according to that theory anyway, to be predators. There we go. All right, and then they actually do have black beaks, which is very cool and means that I can keep using black to make its beak. So let's take and mix in a little bit of white, just the tiniest bit of white into this, just to make it a little bit lighter and a little bit grayer, and see if we can't make it, still black, but visually distinctive from the other black for the beak. That way we've got a little bit of variance here. Go. What do we think? It's a little bit lighter. I think I want a little bit more white. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then what we're going to do is take and roll it into a ball as well, and then pinch it so that it comes down to a point at the front and is wider at the back, hopefully. So we're making a sort of a pyramid. And then let's see, so it's got, and then I curved it down a little bit so that it's got a little bit of a downward curve. And then round that top up just a smidge. And then find the angle that I want to be the front, which I think is over here, and even that on the face. And then take and put his beak on. That beak might be too big for his face, even with it being a raven or a crow. But there you have it. Now we're going to put in some details. So let's give him a sear. There we are. Which is the part of the beak that isn't really made out of beak stuff. Cartilage. And then give him some nose holes. And those also go fairly to the side. They're a little bit more upward than the eyes are going to be, up toward the top, but they're also going to be fairly to the sides. And then let's give him a division for his beak so that it can open. There we go. All right, and his head is pretty good. Now I want to give him some eyeballs, and those need to be tiny, tiny, itty bitty bitty, tiny bits of white. So I'm going to take this minuscule piece of white, and that's actually probably even going to be too big, so I'm going to divide it in half and use that for the eyes. So let's roll those tiny, tiny dots of white into circles and drop them into his eye sockets that we opened up earlier. And his sear got crushed a little bit, but that's okay. We can just redraw it on there. There we go. Okay, and then to attach the head to the body. So we're just going to kind of take and press it on. I should probably actually be using something to hold it on, like a bit of metal or something, but for that, I think I will just press this eye pin down through the top of his head into his body, and that'll give us a really good, strong connection there. There we are. There we go. And then he needs some wings. So let's just take a bit more black and roll it out and press it flat. Well, oval. Press it oval, and then cut it in half at an angle like this, and that'll give us a wing for either side that we can just round out a little bit. Go, and then his wings come up just a little bit over his back, and then turn around like this. And then up just a little bit over his back and turn around the sides. And that gives him a sort of shouldery look. Like, I've always thought that ravens looked like they could just shrug. Like, if you ask them a question, they'd just be like, I don't know. Why are you asking me? There we go. And there we have our little black raven for Lori. Oh, here we go. Let's give him a little bit of a definition along the top of the shoulder there. We'll just give him 2 little V's right there, just to lend it a little bit more character. There we go. And then if you liked this video, like it, leave a comment below, and if you are interested in participating in future giveaways, subscribe to my channel and select that bell so that you get notifications when I put up videos. That way you know when I'm doing them, because I do plan on doing more in the future, hopefully eventually. This one was sort of a bust in that I only had 2 entries, but this is what I did today. Go ahead and tell me what you did today. I'd love to hear from you. And I will see you guys all later. Bye!